You've been lied to. You think confidence is a feeling you wait for. You think some people are just born with a silver tongue and a heart of iron. That's a lie designed to keep you weak. The Stoics knew the truth. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the total disregard for the opinions of fools. Most of what you call shyness is actually just extreme vanity. You are so obsessed with how people see you that you've become paralyzed. You aren't scared of them. You're scared of losing a reputation you haven't even earned yet. But here is the danger. While you wait to feel ready, life is moving on without you. And your potential is rotting in the shade of your own ego. Confidence is not a personality trait. It is the byproduct of competence. You don't feel confident because you haven't done anything worth being proud of. You can't manifest a spine. You have to build one through repetitive, painful action. The Stoic principle is simple. Do the work when no one is watching, so you can stand tall when everyone is. When you keep a promise to yourself, your self-respect grows. When you break that promise, you become your own most dangerous critic. Stop looking for hacks to look confident. Because if you don't start mastering your skills today, the world will eventually demand a strength from you that simply doesn't exist. And you will crumble exactly when it matters most. You are performing for a crowd that doesn't exist. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Think about it. You spend hours agonizing over a mistake, while the rest of the world has already forgotten your name. The people you are trying to impress are too busy drowning in their own insecurities to notice yours. Marcus Aurelius asked how much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks. True confidence is realizing that the spotlight you feel is just a trick of your ego. But don't mistake this for freedom. Because once you realize nobody is watching, you have no one left to blame for your failure but yourself. Confidence isn't being loud. It's being quiet when others are screaming for attention. The Stoic wears an armor of indifference toward things they cannot control. You cannot control if someone likes you. You cannot control if they laugh at your dreams. So why are you giving them the remote control to your emotions? Every time you seek approval, you are handing someone a weapon to hurt you. Stop being a beggar for validation. A lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. But be careful. Indifference can easily turn into arrogance. And the moment you think you've reached the top, the cliff is already beginning to crumble beneath your feet. Your mind and body are not separate kingdoms. You cannot have a warrior's confidence if you have a coward's posture. Stoicism isn't just a mental game, it's a physical reality. When you neglect your health, you send a signal to your brain that you aren't worth the effort. Physical discipline is the laboratory where confidence is tested. If you can't master the weight in the gym, how do you expect to master the weight of a life-changing decision? Stand up straight. Look the world in the eye. But remember, a strong body with a weak character is just a bigger target. If you don't build your internal integrity as fast as your external image, your own strength will eventually crush you. A man who says yes to everyone is a man who stands for nothing. You think being a people pleaser makes you kind. It doesn't. It makes you a liar. Every time you agree to something you hate, you are betraying yourself. You are telling your subconscious that your time and your values don't matter. Stoicism is about the boundary. Confidence is the ability to say no without providing an excuse. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your boundaries. When you stop trying to accommodate every fool, you finally have the space to grow. But beware. When you start saying no, you will lose people you thought were friends. And you'll have to decide if you're brave enough to walk the path alone. Confidence is not optimism. It is not the delusional belief that everything will go right. The Stoic practices premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. True confidence comes from looking at the worst case scenario and realizing you can survive it. If you're terrified of losing your job, live like a pauper for a week. If you're scared of rejection, go out and get rejected on purpose. When you realize that poverty, failure, and mockery aren't fatal, you become dangerous. You stop playing to not lose, and you start playing to win. But don't get too comfortable in your mental drills, because the universe has a way of throwing a curveball that your rehearsal never saw coming. And that's when we see what you're really made of. Comparison is the thief of progress and the assassin of confidence. You are measuring your internal behind-the-scenes footage against someone else's highlight reel. The Stoic knows that there is no better or worse person, only those who are further along their own path. When you compare yourself to others, you are handing them the power to define your success. Focus on your own track. The only person you should try to be better than is the man you were yesterday. If you win the race but looked at the guy in the next lane the whole time, you still lost. But watch out. Because the moment you stop looking at others, you lose your excuses for failing. From here on, every mistake is 100% your fault. Action is the only language the universe respects. You cannot think your way into a new life. You cannot read enough Stoic quotes to become brave. Confidence is an accumulation of evidence. Every time you do the hard thing, the thing you said you'd do, you deposit a coin into the bank of self-belief. If your bank account is empty, it's because you've spent your life making withdrawals of laziness and empty promises. Stop talking about what you're going to do. Let your results speak for you. A man who acts with integrity doesn't need to be loud. But don't assume the hard work is over, because the higher you climb, the more the world will try to pull you back down into the mud of mediocrity. Confidence is not a destination. It is a daily maintenance of the soul. The world will try to break you. It will take your money, your health, and eventually everyone you love. If your confidence is built on these external things, you are building on sand. The Stoic builds on stone. Your foundation is your character, your reason, and your refusal to be a victim. When you lose everything but your honor, you still have everything you need to start again. That is true power. That is real confidence. Stop waiting for the world to give you permission to be great. It's not coming. Build yourself. Brick by painful brick.